Lord High Chancellor Kenneth Clarke, with the purse containing the Queen's speech, followed by the Duke of Norfolk, the Marquis of Cholmondeley, Lord Strathclyde with the cap of maintenance, and General Walker with the sword of state, and the Queen. Accompanied by the Duke of Edinburgh, ready to present a programme of legislation for David Cameron's government, David Cameron being the 12th Prime Minister of the Queen's reign. Everything ready in the House of Lords for the Queen's arrival. The entire chamber rises, acknowledges the Queen's arrival. The Queen and the Duke will take their places on the pair of thrones, and when Her Majesty is ready, she will signal to the Marquis of Cholmondeley that the state opening can begin.
My lords, pray be seated.
Signal is given. That signal relayed all the way down the corridor to the central lobby. And this is the task normally performed by Black Rod, but Sir Freddie Viggers, unfortunately, is unwell and can't take part in the ceremony. So the yeoman usher, Lieutenant Colonel Edward Lloyd Jukes, is taking his place today. And it's his duty to summon the House of Commons to the House of Lords. And in symbol of the House of Commons' authority, the doors will be slammed in his face.
Close the door.
Mr. Speaker, the Queen commands this honourable House.
No royal commissions this week.
To attend Her Majesty immediately in the House of Peers. Thank you, Dennis.
Very good. Good morning.
So the order is given by Lieutenant Colonel Edward Lloyd Jukes, slightly interrupted there by Dennis Skinner. Nick?
I didn't hear what he said, but as everyone always
I
heckles.
think he said no royal commissions this week or something like that. But anyway, Sergeant-at-Arms Jill Pay leads the members of the House of Commons, Speaker Bercow there, the clerks of the House, Speaker's chaplain, and there we have the Prime Minister, Mr Cameron, and Harriet Harman leading the way for Labour, Nick Harvey and Nick Clegg and Jack Straw, and Ed Balls, George Osborne, Alistair Darling. Familiar faces at all times, but even more familiar after the events of the past 2 weeks, of course. William Hague, the Foreign Secretary, with David Miliband, who of course is busy campaigning for the leadership of the Labour Party. Nick Brown, Labour's Chief Whip. Alan Johnson, who is not running for the leadership of the Labour Party. Ian Duncan Smith just passing us. Keith Vaz. And a bit of a crowded rush. Andrew Lansley there, the Health Secretary. They're all trying to look elegant, but they're all, of course, muscling in. Tessa, what do you think?
Well, that's exactly what it is. And I think there are two points about this. First of all, this is a House of Commons moment. People pairing up with an opposite number, but representing the House of Commons, and I think that's something one shouldn't ever forget or underestimate. The second thing is the part of the ritual, the summoning of the Commons to the Lords, reminds us of the constitutional primacy of the House of Commons, which is one of the vexed questions which has not yet been properly resolved in the debate about reform of the House of Lords.
Well, now, there's limited space, which is why they're all rushing, but
That's right.
clearly, Mr Cameron and Mr Clegg, their pride of place, as they should. Harriet Harman and Jack Straw are all exchanging pleasant words at the start of this session of the Queen's speech. And as soon as everyone's in place there, at what we call the bar of the House, the Marquis of Cholmondeley will let the Lord Chancellor know that it's time to present the Queen with the speech itself, and then she can proceed to read it.
In practice, there's very little room there.
It's very constrained.
Yeah,
It is.
you can't see it.
You can only get about 30 people.
Yes,
and that's
the
a crush.
reality.
I think the done thing is to allow for the older ones to let the new ones in and to see it for the first time.
Yes, yeah.
Whether that will happen, I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think so.
That would be the right thing.
Well, they're still squeezing in, but I think we're almost there now. And